What is going on, guys? Welcome to Friday's edition of ZJMotovlogs. And today, the user-picked topic is my thoughts on lowering a bike. Now, I actually do surprisingly have some experience in this, even though I am 6'2". The CBR I had prior to this baby, I bought stretched and lowered. Luckily, the stretch was only right at about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. So that honestly didn't really affect much as far as handling goes. So that I never removed because I honestly just really didn't get around to it. But the first thing I did was I removed the lowering links and threw the stock links back into the bike. Being that I'm such a tall guy, it really was not comfortable for me at all. So that was the first thing I did to that bike. And believe it or not, I also, when I bought this bike, my 2005 Ninja 636, it was lowered as well. It was lowered 2 inches in the back, and it's still actually lowered 1 inch in the front. And this will be getting replaced when I get, or this will be brought up as soon as I get my front tire put on at the end of this month. So, my thoughts on it. If you're smaller and, like for instance, Elfon's wife, she physically can't ride her CBR 600 the way it came from the factory. She's too short. I mean, that's when you're in that situation, I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to just, you have to lower it. I mean, if you don't, you can't ride. Now, on the flip side, the guy I bought this bike from was 5'10", 5'11". Now, this bike in the rear is now back to stock height. The first thing I did when I got it, he had the stock rear links, so I took it to my buddy's garage. We threw the stock links back on, and now the rear is back to stock height. The front is still 1 inch low, but really all that's doing is causing me to have an even more hunched over seating position. Now, these bikes come from the factory the height they are for a reason. If you don't need to lower it so you can ride it, lowering it does nothing but affect the overall handling and control that you're going to have of the bike. These bikes are at the height they are to perform like a racing machine, and whenever you start fucking with that, you're throwing off the ergonomics and the mechanical integrity of the bike. So all these people that get bikes and lower them and stretch them because it looks cool, you're completely removing all purpose to that bike, because that bike was made to be a race replica motorcycle. It's made to emulate the MotoGP bikes. And whenever you do that, you're removing all purpose to the motorcycle. Yeah, I mean, you can still ride it around and it's cool, but you're never going to see somebody that lowers and stretches their bikes taking their bike to the twisties up in the canyons or the mountains or anything like that. It's just simply not going to happen, because to me, and this may not be true for all riders, but somebody that lowers a bike and stretches a bike the first time as soon as they get it, is someone that isn't a real rider. To me, that's somebody that is getting a motorcycle because they think it looks cool and they think it's going to get them attention. That's really the only reason I see behind anyone buying a bike and instantly doing that. So, to me, if it's a necessity, if you literally can't ride the bike because you're too short, then yeah, by all means, you don't really have a choice. Do it, lower it, so you can get on the road and you can start riding the bike. Because more so stretching it than lowering it, stretching it completely throws off the way these bikes handle, and it completely ruins everything about the bike, in my opinion. So, with Elfod's wife, for instance, her bike, literally, when I stand, like when I straddle the bike, when I stand above the seat literally comes to my kneecap. But she couldn't physically have the bike any higher than it is still. She's still tippy-toeing on the bike. So if you have to lower it because you're too short, you have to lower it. There's no way around it. But my advice to anybody that's thinking, oh, I want to get my new bike and I want to lower it and stretch it, it's going to look so sweet, don't do it. Because for one, from real riders, you're going to get no respect. As soon as they see you, the first thing that's going to pop in their head is, oh, this kid's a fucking squid. And, I mean, that's the first thing that pops into my head whenever I see somebody doing that. So, A, you're not going to get any respect. B, you're, in my opinion, and most other people's opinion, if you don't agree, please feel free to let me know why in the comments. But in my opinion, you're completely ruining the bike. You're completely taking away all of its purpose and all of the ability that the bike has. Now, to each his own, but you can't really argue with the fact. That bike is not going to handle the way that it should handle and the way that it was meant to handle. It's just simply, it's not. So, bottom line is, the way I see lowering a bike is if you need to, do it. You don't have a choice. If you don't need to, do not do it because you're going to ruin the bike. So, that's my 2 cents on the topic. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, if you guys have any topics you would like me to discuss or hit on, any topics, questions, any comments for me, please, please, please feel free to shoot those over to ZJMotovlogs@gmail.com, and I will make sure I hit every single email that I get. So if you send an email, it may not happen right away, but your topic will be covered coming up in the future. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday.